Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Jennings Fishing. Today, as you guys can see by the title, I am going to be breaking down and showing you guys my few but favorite fall time baits. The first one I want to start off with is probably the crankbait. Whoa. The crankbait is one of my favorite baits to throw in the fall, and it's one of my favorite baits to throw all around the year. During the summer, during the winter, during the fall. But right now, it's early fall. The leaves are just now changing. They're not all changing very well. There's a few red and yellow leaves tree that all have it. Hello. And you can either throw, I like throwing like a square bill crankbait. This square bill dives about 5 to 6 feet, or you can throw like a 5XD or a 6XD, and that dives about 15 feet. I usually throw them if the fish are not up shallow and they're not suspending and they're not biting the square bill or they're not biting the spinnerbait. I would go through a deeper diving crankbait, because then fish are probably down low looking for minnows or crappie or bluegill that are up against the rock, because they're looking for that bait to stock up for wintertime. That's why I catch most of my big fish in late October, early Novembers. The other one I want to talk about is the spinnerbait. The spinnerbait is one of my favorite baits of all time, because you can throw it up shallow, you can throw it in thick grass, you can throw it in weeds. But one reason why I like throwing it, because you don't really get hung up. But around this time of year, I'm going to go out to the store, I'm going to buy $3 to $4 spinnerbaits. This one is about a $7 crankbait. This is spinnerbait. This is a Strike King crankbait. It's a 3/8 ounce, but I don't throw with the Willow Leaf blade on there. No, I do throw with the Willow Leaf blade, not the Colorado blade. I buy, like I said, I buy $2 or $3 crankbait spinnerbaits, and I like to throw them up in the brush, because you know when you throw them up in the brush, and I throw about 12-pound test or 8-pound test on my crankbaits and my spinnerbaits. But the only reason why you buy cheap ones is you're gonna lose them. Like, that's just how fishing goes. You're going to lose your crankbaits, you're going to lose your spinnerbaits, you're going to lose your jigs, you're going to lose everything. It doesn't matter if you're good, it doesn't matter if you're pro, you're still going to lose it. Like me, I'm not a pro, I'm just a kid that loves fishing and wants to film myself fishing and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. But my other go-to bait that most fishermen roll their eyes about is a drop shot. If the fish aren't biting the crankbait, if they're not up shallow biting the spinnerbait, the jig, or the square bill, I like throwing a drop shot, because the fish are going to be down deep. But I've had good luck on a drop shot for the past 2 years now. Me and Deegan been catching the dog crap out of drop shot fish. Last year we tore them up on it. Me and Deegan haven't fished much this year. I haven't fished much this year. I actually haven't been able to fish for about a month or so, because school came around and everything like that. But besides that, the drop shot is one of my main go-to baits there in the fall, because the fish are going to be looking for the grass. They're going to be looking for the grass, they're looking for the color, they're going to be looking for the oxygen. The grass puts out oxygen, just like flowing water. Flowing water puts out oxygen. That's why when it's hot outside, the fish are going to be up shallow where the flowing water is, they're going to be down deep where the colder water is. Or they're going to be like up in structure, up in shade where they can find shade. That's why you catch most of your fish in summertime either down deep or up in the bushes, because they're looking for shade. They're looking for colder water. And like the flowing water is usually more colder than the standing water out in the middle of the lake. But my other go-to bait during the fall is, where is it at? Is jigs. Jigs are my #1 favorite lure to throw of all time, period. I love throwing jigs. I've thrown jigs for almost my whole life now. I started fishing when I was about 3 or 4 years old. My papa got me into it, and I loved it ever since. And now I'm 17 years old, and I have a dream of being a professional YouTuber, and I hope that works out. I'm just going to keep doing my best, keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully it will work out. But the jigs are really good fall time baits, because this is a football head jig and this is a flipping jig. You can throw the football head jigs, like right now this time of year, I like to flip them in bushes, I like to throw them on rocks, I like to drag them on rocks. And the flipping jig, I like to flip docks. But these fish are going to be underdogs, so they're going to be looking for bait, like I said, to stock up for the winter time to get fat and healthy and everything like that. But the other, if I'm not throwing a jig, I'm either going to be throwing probably a Texas rig or a shaky head. Shaky head Texas rigs are they're my favorites besides the jigs. I love throwing Texas rigs. I caught plenty of fish and good fish on Texas rigs. I'm not saying I haven't caught any good fish on shaky heads or the jigs, but I think my biggest fish ever has came off spinnerbait. Like, I like throwing yellow and chartreuse spinnerbaits this time of year, especially when the water's dirty. If the water's clear, you can throw purple and white, or purple and white with 2 willow leaf blades on there. Gold and silver are my favorite. But if I had to pick one of these baits to throw this fall and only, oh, it's tough. I'd either pick the crankbait or, I don't know. Between the jig and the spinnerbait's tough. It'd probably be the crankbait and the jig. But if I had to pick one, I'd throw the crankbait. The crankbait produces me more bigger fish and more quality fish than the jig does. But some days you will rip the crap out of them on jigs, and some days you won't, and some days you'll have good luck on this. But it's just a tough decision. But if I had to pick, yeah, I said it'd be one of these. But as I got all this stuff out of the way, actually, yeah, I got all this stuff out of the way, I'm going to tell you guys why I'm uploaded in about 3 weeks. Because, as you guys know, school started, and it's hard to do this when school's around, and it's hard to do it when you're looking for a job. I've been looking for a job. I put applications in at places I want to work that's close to, actually my town. I'm waiting to hear back to them so I can make more money. And deer season rolled around. I like deer hunting, but if I had to pick deer hunting or fishing, 100 quadrillion, if that's even a number, fishing. Everybody around here likes hunting, and I like hunting. It's fun. Deer is really good eating. I like that, and it gets your adrenaline. But if you catch a big bass, and you guys know what that adrenaline rush feels like, it's just like the best thing in the world. But as you guys know, now you guys know that what my top baits are: the crankbait, the jigs, the Texas rigs, the spinner baits, and square bills. Them are my go-to baits for fall. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I just wanted you guys to stick with me. I'm gonna be uploading more videos like this, hopefully, and uploading more videos when I'm on the water. I'll probably go fishing. Today's Friday. I'll probably go fishing Monday. I have some stuff to do this weekend. That's why I haven't been uploading in quite a while, and it's just family stuff. But I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you're been with me since my first video, I want to thank you guys. If you guys don't subscribe, that's your guys' idea if you don't like the video, but I would really appreciate it if you guys did and liked this video and shared it. I would really appreciate that, and I just want to thank you guys for watching another episode of Jennings Fishing.